Susan Hopkins Terrell came home to Norwich Free Academy, her alma mater, to build one of Connecticut's greatest high school gymnastics programs.
Being in your alma mater and when I was in my 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, besides being home, that was where I wanted to be. I was so involved in sports, being class athlete there as a 78 graduate. The school itself, the history of it, that old NFA, just having been able to be home, that's what it was. That's what it was for me.
Her love of gymnastics from a young age became her life's passion. From NFA to Southern Connecticut State University and back to Norwich to pass on her knowledge and experience to generations of gymnasts.
A bunch of us just fell in love with it. You didn't realize just how your body could you were strong enough to do so much. You just didn't realize it. And the fun of it being just, I love football, baseball, I love all those sports. I played softball for years, tennis, track and field, but gymnastics, it's your body. You're doing it you're doing your sport, and having to be toned enough, strong enough, flexible enough to do all that.
She brought together student athletes from different area clubs to become one strong program. Under Coach Hopkins Terrell, NFA won 218 events, 10 league titles, and an incredible 7 consecutive state championships from 1995 through 2002 when NFA went 91-1.
I walked into this situation, Gary Makowicki, athletic director, back in those mid-90s, he said, you want to coach? And so I just fell into it. It seems like it just seems like I've been lucky to fall into these things. I know those private coaches sent me some pretty darn high-level gymnasts, some pretty good. But it takes a lot to take those kids and get them to mesh as a team when they're used to competing against each other and rivalries, and bring them together. They're from other clubs that go against each other. Make them one, make them NFA, and then end up, which I honestly didn't realize that we were going to have the luck we had, have fun, become champions, and get some recognition for this sport. So it was so great to have these kids come out of the clubs, have the success they had, and get the recognition.
The excitement NFA generated made gymnastics more popular with local kids and helped the sport grow.
Gymnastics is huge, it's popular, everybody loves to watch on television, it's incredible and whatnot, but it's a small community. Those little guys, those little ones in the private clubs come up to school and they would see what these high school kids are doing and how much fun they're having. It helped the other private, helped them continue to grow and continue to strive. Instead of just having afternoon classes, the preschool classes were growing and this and that. And so I think it was a two-way, it was great having the private clubs send the high school kids, to NFA and other high schools. But it was nice that we were able to, when we would have our gymnastic meets or when we were hosting ECCs, state opens, we hosted New England's at NFA a few times. It was nice getting those huge crowds and those little guys coming in and seeing, and that's what they want to do. That's what they want to be able to do when they get to high school.
Part of the success that brought Coach Hopkins Terrell's teams together is making sure NFA gymnastics always remained fun.
They've got pressures from their parents, which is well and good. I mean, they need to. They've got pressures from teachers. They've got pressure from their private clubs. I don't need to be another pressure. This is where you come to have fun. I could see in that little half a gym at NFA, not even a big enough gym to put a full floor mat out. That's where those championships came from, that little gym. So those kids being together, and sure, knowing they had work to do, but for me, it was more. It really became important to foster that we can have fun too. We can get our work done, but boy, we can have fun too. And it's the talent of success is nothing more than doing what you can do well and doing well whatever you can do. It's hard to describe. It's a huge honor. I must have done something right. I certainly share I was in the right place at the right time. I had wonderful systems in Norwich and Taffil that funneled a lot of fantastic gymnasts with a lot of background to NFA. Gary would be a huge individual that was always there for the kids and for myself. I'd want to definitely thank some of my mentors, not necessarily straight from gymnastics, but Sarah Jane Shearer had been at NFA for 40 plus years. She's in her 80s now. She certainly taught me throughout my being an alumni of NFA and having had her, and then being a teacher there and coaching. She certainly had a huge effect. They're fantastic parents, I'll have to say that. I couldn't have done it without them, because they were the ones that at 9 o'clock when the meets ended, or 9:30, they were the ones that came out of the stands and started taking apart the floor. 50 sheets of 4x8 plywood to truck off and put away. And my husband would be there every single meet in the storage room, making sure things got put back where they needed. This is wonderful. This is a huge honor. But it would be so wrong to not tell those people out there it couldn't have been done without all of them.